Is there a support group for software addiction? God help me. Oh my God. Oh, geez. I was like, I'm not going to buy any more software this year. I've got enough. I mean, I got to get my tax man my write-off for this, but it is Black Friday. Oh, by the way, I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I do hope you did, but Output. If you're going to the company Output that does Signal and they do Arcade and all that, and their software series is absolutely incredible. They decided to dangle this software crackhead here, a little carrot in front of me, of we'll give you the whole bundle of everything for next to nothing. Because why? It's Black Friday. That's why. And the only thing I own with Output is Signal, which I use as PulseSense when I do my attention stuff for PulseSense. And I don't use it all the time, but I use it a lot. Which I will say it's very important that you have the right tools for what you're doing. Now, I'm not saying you got to go out and spend a fortune of money on stuff because someone else said it's cool to do. You get the tools you need for what you do musically. That is most important. Don't just go buy them just to have them. Now, with that said, I've bought synths that I haven't used much yet. I've dabbled around with. I mean, I got bukus of stuff. I mean, 4.5 years ago or more, I said, I'm going in all in on this. Like with Reason, I bought tons of synthesizers and stuff loaded up. I'm having an arsenal of stuff, and I bought this and that. And little did I know it wasn't the end of software purchase, because something new and cool comes out, and you're like, I gotta have it. Gotta sink my claws into it. It was smart for me to upload to the Complete 13 this year, because I'd had Complete 9, I think. 13 just really put things to the next level for me. With the tools that I use with Native Instruments, luckily, I have everything. Spectrasonics that does Omnisphere, I have everything that they have, except a couple of sonic extensions that I didn't get. I got 2, though. They had a 2-for-1 kind of thing when it first came out, which I thought was so cool. I got the nylon guitar one. If you use Omnisphere, go check out their sonic extensions they just released. That is the best nylon guitar VST you will ever get. It is so cool. You will love it. Absolutely love it. It's so cool. But just be kind of careful. And don't be a software junkie like me. Oh my God, I need a support group. Well, I would say that everything Output carries is about, I don't know, what did they say? It was about $1,200 worth of stuff. And I think they're putting it in front of me for $300 now. You subtract Signal out of that, it's about $900 worth of stuff. So to save $600 or $700 for Black Friday is not a bad deal. But I'm looking at some of the stuff and I'm like, God, I hope I use it. But it's so cool. It's some of the most incredible stuff, especially if you're an EDM composer. But if you're a cinematic composer, I do a lot of tension stuff. A lot of stuff that I do is considered cinematic, and it's going to be getting into a lot deeper into that stuff. So if you go to output.com and you look up some of their tools, like I'm looking at Rev right now. It's their reverse plugin. Oh my God, how they came up with this is like you can take one patch or 2 or 3 different loops or samples, probably loops in that patch, and in the same time you can reverse a cymbal and do something else straight with another and kind of do 3 or 4 different things at the same time. And I didn't even scratch the surface of what this thing will do, but some of their effects are incredible. They've got movement is really cool. Exhale is a vocal thing, and I'm thinking I need to do more research here in a minute, but I know in Signal, I think you can add your own samples, your own loops, and you can do a pulse synth with that. I haven't done that. I don't know if I may have once. I can't remember, but my point here is just be careful the tools you use. Whatever music you do, whatever you love to do, don't just go buy software and equipment that you're not going to use. Just, but I will tell you that if you're going to get into composing for film and TV, you need to invest I hate to tell you this, but it will help in the long run. Invest in the things that are going to get you to the next level. And it's helped me a lot. You know, at one point I kind of refused to believe that I'm just not going to buy that software because someone says it'll make me better. If it's something that benefits me for what I do, excuse me, I have chocolate on my lip. Is that chocolate? No, that's just a glare from the camera. I'm sorry. I ate something that had a little breakfast thing or something. I call it a stale piece of bread with chocolate on it. What do you call those biscotti things? They're not all that great. I don't even know why I eat them. Anyway, back to my point. But I quickly realized that it does help me because I started watching a lot of these composers and learning how to do these genres. And what I loved is that they could walk through the tools they use. That's the one thing when I hear composers are so incredible. I want to know what he's doing, what he's using. I want to know how he breaks his track down, how he starts it, what his techniques are. And it's like one of those things that I've heard people say, like, Chris Lord-Alge is one of the biggest mixing engineers in the world, says, I can teach you technique, but I can't teach you instinct. Everybody has their own instinct, builds their own style, their own techniques. And, excuse me, that's how you learn in a lot of sense with that. So be careful, but find the right tools. And it's very important that when you're doing stuff that, you know, don't take it personally when someone critiques your music and says, listen, check your sounds, get more modern sounds, or, you know, find some things that are going to get you to the next level. They're telling you that because these are the tools that these guys are using, you know. Like, go out and watch these guys that are hitting it hard in the industry. You'd be surprised that they're using software that's affordable. It's at your fingertips. It's accessible for you because there's some great, incredible composer. Doesn't mean they're using stuff that you can't afford. I remember back in the day that in recording studios, these guys were using Eventide harmonizers and stuff. And those things were like $5,000 a piece. And you'd see a whole rack of about 10 to 15 of them on the rack going, dear God. You know, and $100,000 console. Those days are gone. It's all affordable. It's all right here in your computer, on your laptop. You have everything. I mean, technology is amazing anymore. It's put everything on a level playing field about what we do as composers. It's just up to you to find what you love to use the most. And, you know, don't be like me, you know. But, you know, I joke and say that, but I use a lot of this stuff. I may not use some stuff in a while. It comes in full circle. I go, okay, let me do everything in Omnisphere. And I've done that. I've done stuff that's strictly in Omnisphere. I've pulled out my guitar and started doing it more, which I got on a little bit in some of my tension stuff, which is real cool. And I need to get back to it, more guitar into it. One thing I've realized and I've seen, and Dave Croft talks about this all the time. And Dave, thank you so much for everything that you do, brother. You're an amazing talent. I thank you so much, my friend. But putting real instruments in your tracks. Like I recorded a track a week or two ago, and it's probably a few weeks ago, and I was like, let me get my chicken shakes out. Love my chicken shakes. I've had these things for years. And Dave's talked about this stuff. He talks about a lot of stuff. And guys, $1 a month. You can follow Dave. He's an instructor at Full Sail University. He's an amazing talent. He's a hell of a percussionist. You want to learn, watch what he's doing. Go do it. It's on Patreon. Follow his YouTube. He's a great guy. He'll walk through that stuff with you. But, just something is having that human element, that human swing in a track. A little bit of, some of that stuff. And hang on one second. Let's see if I can, no, I don't have my Get Lele, but I'll tell you about it. It's downstairs, but, rubbing, like scratching on a guitar at the end and makes that kind of a fade, put a little tail reverb on it. Just little effects you can do yourself. Playing guitar, a real instrument in the middle of that track. It really helps that track come together depending on what you're writing. I know a lot of the tension stuff is going to be full inbox electronic, but that's not to say you can't put real instruments on it, especially if you're a cello player. And I mentioned that I want to compose an album with a cello player he and I are composers for a particular publisher, and he just released an album. It's incredible. And in fact, I'll pass this on to you. If you want to hear a really cool album, go to countercommunications.com. Counter Communications. This is a publisher I work with. A lot of my attention music is on there. You're more welcome to go hear it. You can click it and go see it. In the center of the screen says, go to our catalog. Click that. At Counter Communications, there's an album called Bittersweet Reflections from Justin Lepard. Justin, I hope I pronounced your name correctly if you're watching this video. He's an incredible cellist, but he did a tension and drama, and what he did around that track is he's a cellist, and he really tied that track together and put life into it. I'm not a cellist. Now, as ironic as it may seem, the first two instruments I ever laid my hands on, I was about the third grade, was a cello and a violin. But somehow I just kept wanting to play guitar. I just wasn't interested in it. Now, I look back, if I'd have stayed with it, I'd probably been a pretty badass cellist, because between the ages of 4 and 12, your brain is taking in so much. That is the best time to learn a musical instrument, because you're taking it in and you're not asking as much questions and interrupting your brain. You're not complicating it. You're just learning it, and you're understanding that this is just the way it is. When a child's brain is developing, it's like that, you know. That is the best time to turn a child to a virtuoso if they want to do it. It happens all the time, folks. Indeed it does. But anyway, go to countercommunications.com, and they distribute into a company called Spirit Production Music, so don't let that throw you off. But Justin Lepard, it's that verse album you see to the top left. It was such a great album, and I contacted him. He said, man, let's do an album next year. I'm up for it. I would love to do it. I'd love to bring two styles together and really knock it out the park. So that'll be cool. I think that'll be great to do. But anyway, I just want to get on and talk about my little software addiction, because it's cool and all, but it ain't so cool because, well, my tax guy is going to go, okay, man, it's, there's only so much we can write off against your income, but I think I'll be okay this year. But anyway, I hope you guys are well. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you guys on the next video. I appreciate you so much. Be cool. Bye.